Welcome to PBO Season 3. I am the co-commissioner along with Little Hill. I'll link his stuff down in the comments below, description below. I'll be showing you the rulebook today. Starting with the PBO, the Casual Comp Pokemon League. Don't break any of the rules. Words highlighted in blue are linked, at least most of them at least. It's just the Pokemon League. It's like a GBA style, but y'all probably already knew that and know what it is, so I don't really need to explain myself. It's 6v6 singles. Maybe I should make this a little bit bigger for people coming and watching. Drafting. Last season, a little bit of a weird thing. We just said tiers, no points. This time is a tier/point system with 11 mons and an 855 point total. A very controversial take in some people's eyes, but 855 was the agreement, and I kind of signed off on myself. So, any final things go through me. Little Hill is the co-commissioner, yes, but he's second in command, kind of, sort of. Anyway, this is the Gen 9 Paldea post-home draft. Ubers and a few other mons may be excluded. You can draft whatever's in the dog, which I'll get to. If you not see it, it's banned, or just ask a mod. Be a grace period 10 minutes after draft starts. Before grace period. So there's a grace period after the draft ends, right? There's 10 minutes before we start the grace period so that you can think about what you want to do if you're not already thinking about it. The draft starts. New players when they join will have the same grace period. It'll be great. I need to edit this in red for myself to come back to it. If you get switched from your after you get the next time you have a turn. Easy to remember. How do teams play each other? Well, there's 7 weeks of the regular season plus playoffs. If we advance early, shorter, more games get played, and more people are happy. There are 2 leagues. There is one league, it is the PBO. There is 2 conferences, Unova and Kalos. Kalos is the beginner, Unova is for more experience, both having 12 apiece. Each division will have its own, so Kalos has black and white, Unova has X and Y. Wait. Kalos has X and Y, Unova has black and white. And the top 3 teams from each division, so X and Y, will advance playoffs. Number 1 seed will have a bye week, but we'll get to that later. Tiebreakers for playoffs, wins over losses. Division wins do not weigh more. If 2 teams in division tie with a record, differential will decide the tiebreaker. Differential, if you don't know what it is, if I beat you 6-0, I get +6, so the guy gets -6. Easy. Gameplay rules, they have been shrunk actually. Technically, this used to be 9 or 10 pages long, now it's only 8 pages long, but you'll see how that fares in a second. The main rules, all must be level 100, all games are best of 1, no more best 2 out of 3, we got rid of that. You have to bring 6 Pokemon to a game, all the time is mutual agreement. It used to be it has to be turned out, doesn't. Terra Captains, a 1 to 2 Pokemon on your team can be Terra Captains. And it has to be declared by the end of the draft. Grace period. To clarify, it is 1 Terra Captain per tier. In tiers yellow through orange, which I'll get to, the Pokemon can tear into one of its stabs and one of other types. But in tiers green and blue, the Pokemon can tear into one stabs and then one other type. Think about it. I'll show you. Here's an example. You can read it if you want. Pause to read. You can tear it anytime. You don't have to tear it on pawn switching. It's like Mega Evolutions. And you can't change your Terra type. This would be a lot to... This is just Smogon rule set, sort of kinda. It's just adjusted for us. All this stuff. No baton pass established, draft pass is legal, Ubers are banned or listed, blah 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 blah. You understand. It's the basic draft league stuff. You get it. Items of RNG cannot be used. Some of these are actually voted on by our users, such as Quick Claw. What else is voted on? Oh, well, those are like moves, I guess. The Sneasler move, Dire Claw, somewhere. I think it's right there. Dire Claw, yeah. These are all banned by the users. We held a vote. Oka moves are gone. Evasion moves are gone. But Home Claws is allowed and Evasion Abilities are. That's bad grammar, but ignore me. Sleep clauses think it's already in Showdown or DL. Scheduling. Play 1 game a week. Events will be beginning every X day at 9 p.m. EST. When shows you make sure you in person have the same thing to play within that week. Do not pester them as they probably some deal with other people. No, it's Pokemon. It's not a lot. You were just casual YouTubers who are doing this, no? You need extra to complete the battle. We can work something out, I'm sure. If you're not posting your absence reporting, you're probably not gonna get your win. And an active timer. This is how this works. If you don't through text, your opponent will be kicked out after 5 days. If you respond once, 2 days, this timer gets just shorter and shorter. You all understand. Transactions. This was a big thing last season. It started week 2 and only began weeks 2 through 5. After that, you couldn't trade. Now trades are allowed all season long, unlimited. Even this time, it's 2 trades a week, not just 1. And transactions, I mean, free agency transactions are 2 and not just 1. It's a big deal. This is a big deal. I mean, these are basically the same thing. From transactions, we go into playoffs. I also seed 1 through 3. 1 seed is a bye week. 2 and 3 play each other. All playoff games will have a best of 1. Championship, which is best of 3. That in red. You pull that to a vote. Once you reach playoffs, your team roster is locked. Another big rule we got rid of is that you can bring the same team every time now. You don't have to do the. You don't have to bring the same team. You don't have to check 4 to 6. Item clause is gone. A lot more free. A lot more. It's a lot more. Even though it'll bring a lot more variety of. Bring variety. I'd rather variety happen naturally. I don't want the force to do a lot of things. They end up not liking it. Working together. No coaching's allowed. Stat tracking. This has been brought up many times before. We have someone for Kalos, maybe a little intern. Shouts out Norwalk if you're still in the league and watching this. Punishments, there shouldn't be any. You can just pause and read that. I don't really need to go over it. No one should be punished. And safety net clause. Basically what I was doing throughout this was editing things. It's safety net clause. It's the little text at the bottom of the stuff you should be looking at. And just a little thing, clarification, made this for type of Pikachu emoji in the Discord server. So this was a rough thing of the rules. Pretty much it's all self-explanatory. If you join the Discord, you can DM me about the rules, or if you're a user watching this video, you can also DM me about the rules. So please, for you, don't be afraid to ask questions, as I'm pretty thing as per. So have a good one. See you on the next one. Co-commissioner, well, head commissioner / co-commissioner out.